Fellow Toastmasters, Mr. President, thank you very much. It is an honor to be Toastmaster Day. This is the first time in probably 7 or 8 years that I have served as Toastmaster of a meeting. For those of you who don't know, I had the pleasure of serving as the class president of the LPR class of 2013, and we just had our graduation on Friday. I mean, it was just over a week ago, which I can't believe it's only been that long because it feels like it's been over forever. I miss my classmates very much, and it was an amazing year. In terms of the test, the true test of leadership, we did face some challenges this year as a class, and you all have heard about some of those. I think one of the most difficult things, or a couple of difficult things that happened, but we started at the beginning of the year. We all came in fired up about LPR in October. I mean, just fired up, and we were so excited. I think every class is like that. You're around this group of people who want to learn these founding principles, who want to understand why they believe what they say they believe, and who want to embrace that and know as much as possible about it. And we were just fired up about where our country was going and what we could do as a group when we joined forces with past classes of LPR and other people who share those principles and those values. And then November happened. In our very next class, our second class, was within days after the election, after the presidential election, and we all walked in there like this, just heads down and spirits down, and it was difficult. I met with, after the class elections in January, I met with Shari Williams, who's the executive director of the program, and she said, "I'm worried about your class. I don't know if this class is going to make it." We were fighting with each other on our listserv. Some of you have heard about that. We may have been, Brian Cutzinger, we may have been the most vociferous class in the history of LPR. I don't know if that's true, but we had some people who were masters of the written word and users of the written word and floggers with the written word. And we were just having some heated discussions, and Shari was genuinely concerned about whether we were going to survive this clash. So I've never been so concerned about a class. So as class president with my vice president, Dan Coombe was my vice president, we were very concerned about how do we bring our class together, how do we build camaraderie, how do we turn things around, because we're all still crestfallen and trying to recover from the major defeat we suffered as a country in December, or in November, and whether we could even come back from that. Has the ship turned in a direction that we can't turn it back from? Well, then in March, we lost one of our classmates, and he was 38 years old, had a massive stroke. 4 kids, wife, and it was totally out of the blue. And this was, ironically, Stephen Wright, who passed away, had been the vice president candidate on the other team that ran against my vice president and I. And so the whole class knew him really well, and I knew him really well, and we were all just really close, and he was just a powerful personality. The way one of my classmates put it is he had a laugh that would start in his toes and work its way up and out. And to lose him was just another huge blow. So here we are coming off of November. There's already concerns about whether our class can hack it. And then we lose a classmate, and that's in March. And our class only goes. We had 3 more classes at that point, and we had fundraising to do. One of the things that happens in LPR is you are supposed to fundraise to support the program as a class. And the last class had smoked the previous classes and raised $35,000. Yeah, class of 2012. Well, let me tell you. I'll get there. But I was worried too. I was still worried about our class. I had some more conversations with the directors of LPR, and there were still a lot of concerns. The class of 2013, though, came through, and came through in a huge way. We, at the beginning of last week, or the week before graduation, so we were graduating on a Friday. On Monday, we had only raised $15,000. So we had to at least double that to beat last year's class in the spirit of competition, because we all believe in competition. And our goal, my goal with my VP as class president and vice president, was to smoke last year's class. We wanted to blow their class gift out of the water and show LPR that we really believed in what they were teaching and in their program. Well, with $15,000 on Monday, I didn't know if I was going to make it. And I didn't know if our class was going to make it. But we somehow, and I am looking for the leadership lesson in all of this, somehow in the last 4 days, and I think we did over $20,000 on the last day of class, we raised $57,000 by, $57,515. Awesome. So, and when we presented the check to Shari Williams, an expletive came out. It was actually quite entertaining. In front of the whole class, and donors, and alumni, which felt really good. So we did that, and I could not believe it when those numbers came in. I thought, I am so proud to be a part of this class. Money's not what showed that we made it as a class. I think it was the fortitude and the resolve. Like, that was a dollar figure. The fact that our class might not have made it, that there were concerns about whether we could have made it in comparison to previous classes, and the fact that we came together the way we did in spite of the challenges that we had, I think that was a test of leadership. And that's not my leadership as class president or my vice president's leadership, though we both worked very hard. It speaks of our class and of the people in that group and just how outstanding they are, and the fact that in spite of all the challenges that we faced, we stepped up and got it done. I'm just very proud of that class. I'm proud of that program. I'm proud to be here today and be a part of this group. But I am still looking for what is the leadership lesson there, and I'm processing that, and I'm humbled by it. And maybe that's part of leadership, is seeing what everybody else is contributing. I don't think you need a strong leader at the fore. You always do. But everybody else, I think the thing that was unique about being class president in LPR is I was leading leaders. And they say to be a leader, you need to have followers. I was leading a group of leaders, and I think that's why that class stepped up and made such a huge impact and overcame such amazing obstacles. And that was an unbelievable honor. So I would just challenge you all, as you're in leadership positions, look for the leaders with you. Don't look for followers. Look for the other leaders and raise them up and inspire them and support them and set them up for success. And I think you're going to have success. So on that note, I would like to introduce my team today. We have an awesome team. First of all, we have Stephen Bailey as General Evaluator. And we'll have each of you go through and tell us what you're going to be doing today.